So I chose MineCraft Education Edition for my computer technology. I don't know if you've ever heard of Minecraft, but it's an actual just game that kids can play of all ages, and so they decided to take it and change it and use it in the schools for educational benefits as well. So what is it? MineCraft Education Edition is a game-based learning platform with standard-aligned content across kindergarten through 12th grade subjects and special features designed for classroom use. It is an open world game that promotes creativity, collaboration, and problem-solving skills in a unique environment. And this is also where the student's imagination is the limit. It supports thousands of educators in over 100 countries worldwide, and it continues to break educational boundaries that no other technology has done before. So what can you do in MineCraft Education Edition? So collaboration is one of the biggest huge key parts in its success. The students can collaborate with classmates on projects assigned to them, as well as document their work, which they later share with their classmates and do like small crits in the classroom. Within these assignments, the students can personalize their games, so their own worlds, while effectively communicating learning objectives within the game itself. The overview of this educational game is allowing students to essentially create their own world while following the guidelines laid out by the teacher in the lesson plan. So why would one use Minecraft in their classroom? There are many perks with this computer technology. One of the main upsides of using it is there's hundreds of lesson plans already available to you within Minecraft. You go in, and if you're only educators can buy this also and get their code and their classroom codes. But you go in and there's subjects, social studies, science, math, reading, writing, and my favorite, visual arts. And within the lesson plans available, students can learn skills such as communication, creativity, and critical thinking while growing their own personalities as well. Each lesson plan has performance expectations, as they like to call it, and which is listed within the description of the lesson plan. So an example of a performance expectation would be respecting each other's work and collaborating with each other in ways to create space within their project and their game. Another important benefit to using this technology is that it helps educators in ways that other technologies don't. So this program actually allows teachers all around the world to go on and discuss, problems they have within the lesson. If they have creative ways that, they did it with their classroom, they can share. And it's like a huge discussion board forum that they use that I thought was very different. So yeah, if they're having an issue with the lesson and they don't understand how to navigate it, that's where this is really helpful. So how do you work it? Unfortunately, I'm not an educator yet, so I couldn't, get in there and actually do the game myself. But the overall object of the game is to build your own world using building blocks, which the students can personally design. And while they're using these building blocks, they also get to use their own avatar, which there's like over 100 different skins, as they like to call it, within Minecraft, and they can personalize their game and everything. And they use these building blocks to create these worlds and these cities, and everything is laid out by the lesson plan. So there's just, distinct, things that they have to follow, step-by-step things they have to follow, laid out by the teacher. So an example of a lesson plan is this lesson called City World, and this is from ages 6 to 13 years old. And it can be used for art and design, climate and environment, and government, politics, and civics, all in one lesson plan. So the learning objectives within this is you're building cities. So guiding ideas, are cities planned? Who decides what a building looks like? Who decides where a building should go? This lesson will allow you to plan a city with all of the following, or will all the buildings look alike? Will there be skyscrapers? What roles do parks and other public spaces play in a city? What do citizens do when they run out of space to live? So the student activities within this particular lesson, students will conduct short research projects on cities. They will look at skyscrapers, maps, parks, and anything else associated with a typical city. After researching, students will enter the city world map hosted by the teacher. The teacher will assign a plot for each student or team of students to work. Using the styles and ideas they've learned with their research, students will build their own city. A class may wish to brainstorm ideas as a whole before creating the world. So like, who will build a park? Who will build the skyscrapers? Will there be an elevated rail system? So really, really cool things that they can do at such a young age. Students will take pictures as they build and label each image within their portfolio. So a cool thing I learned was within the game, there's an option that you can like take actual footage of like pictures of where you're at within the world. And so once you take it, you can take like selfies with yourself in the like with a certain part of where you're at. Like let's say if the teacher asked you to take a picture of 4 different types of trees for one of your assignments, you could literally take a selfie with that tree and then save it to your portfolio. And at the end of the lesson or at the end of building your city, you share that with your classmates. And so then the last one is when the city has been built, each student will export their pictures and create a Sway or PowerPoint or another alternative project to share with the efforts in the class, their efforts in the class. So one of my really good friends, her brother actually does Minecraft and builds his own worlds. And so I wanted to show you some of his work. And she told me that her brother's has always been kind of quiet and to himself, but when he plays this game, he becomes this like outspoken and, has his own persona and really is something to be proud of, to look at these worlds that he's created. So this is he titled it Neighborhood. And, he places these blocks perfectly and makes these large mansions and everything. The next one, he did a gas station. And then this one, he did a golf course. So I have I actually want to show you the website really quick. So I wanted to show you all the lessons available just so you can see. So you can go in subject kits. You can choose from any of these. So obviously I'm going to choose art and design. And all of these are listed. Every age group listed, visual art, math tech, visual art, government, hundreds of them that you can choose from. And then you can also get help from other educators within those lesson plans. And then here's a short video.
MineCraft is changing the way people learn already. It's already having a major effect. I've described it this weekend as an awakening.
I was truly learning with and from my students.
These teachers see the excitement with the students, the level of engagement. I think it makes them realize that this is what I got into teaching for.
If the kids are so incredibly passionate about this game, there's obviously value in it to them.
It's not that it helps kids learn different. They've been learning that way. They've been learning through gaming. It helps us see the way that they learn different. And I think that is the biggest game changer.
MineCraft is the one tool I found where the collaboration is incredible.
There is a lot of potential where we have students and teachers can come into the same space and interact together.
Hey, wait, is this part right here, this part right here?
When we give them the license and just give them the challenge, we want you to do project X, Y, or Z. Teach us what you know about biomes. Show us a sustainable build. Show us what you know about volume. They're very comfortable in that environment, and it's really powerful to watch it happen.
I've never seen a more empowering tool for kids to use to create.
The students have a lot of ownership. They have a lot of autonomy, a lot of agency in that space.
You talk about the same experiences that computer programming gives, where you're allowed to fail and you're allowed to do things. Minecraft provides that same experience. My favorite line is build a house, and the magic happens when you do that. To walk into the world that a child has created and to see their excitement, to watch their eyes light up, it is something that you honestly have to experience at least once in your life.
They are able to connect what they're doing, their actions, and this seemingly play game environment, but they begin to make connections to their learning. And when they're doing that, and you're only bounded by your imagination, the sky's really the limit.
It's so often, I guess, these times in education when we feel like we can't take a leap and do something that isn't planned, that isn't tested, that isn't something that fits into the confines of a textbook. But when you look at kids loving learning and learning that we didn't define, nothing speaks louder than that.
My feeling is let's tap into the way kids learn, let's embrace that and let's bring that into the classroom. And when we can do that, we've really, made something happen.
The dynamic of the classroom has really changed.
It's refreshing to see that kids want to be creative. Kids want to have this just clean, open slate to do whatever they can or want or dream.
That doesn't happen in classrooms normally. But I think more and more MineCraft is going to be able to help people figure out a collaborative digital future that they would have never imagined otherwise.
So yeah, that's MineCraft, and I definitely think that I will be using this within my classroom one day. I don't know, it's inspiring to see that kids can break those educational boundaries and do something that they can just, like they said, do whatever they want in a way, but still follow lesson plan guidelines and rules from the teacher. So yeah, thank you.